On deck, Arcangela, but right now we have Scott!
So I know I look young, like I might not have that much life experience, but I'd like to talk to you guys about live filmed man versus shark fighting. I work in entertainment. I worked at a production company a couple of years ago, David Permit Productions. You can look up his one film. And I like to sit down with all of the people that I work with and ask them for advice to get ahead, because it's rough out there. And so I sat down with my boss, David Permit, and I asked him for advice on how to get ahead in the entertainment industry. And he said, well, Scott, Hollywood has changed a lot since my time. What you could try is letting your boss call you slurs until he kind of figured out you could hang. And I said, David, they don't have slurs for what I am. If they do, I don't know them. And then I said, David, you're my boss. If you have a slur you'd like to call me and will give me a promotion. But then he said, there's another thing that you could try, which is when I was starting out, my boss was deeply in debt. And so he would try and drum up these live events, and one of his favorite ones was live man versus shark filmed fight. And what he did, he was deep in debt, I assume to a mobster. And so he found a shark fighter, and the shark fighter said, yeah, I want to fight a shark. And the shark fighter's wife said, I do not want you to fight a shark. And the shark fighter said, I want to fight a shark. And the producer said, let's have you fight a shark. And he told the media, I have a shark. And so he went to his lawyer, and his lawyer said, you cannot fight a shark on US waters. And so they went to another island where it was legal to fight a shark in between, but they couldn't find a shark. The sharks didn't want to be there, and he told the media, we have a bigger shark than we did before, but it's taking some time, so we need to go to another island. And the shark fighter's wife said, I still don't want you to fight a shark. And the shark fighter said, I'd really love to fight a shark. And so they went to another island, and they said that they couldn't find a shark there, and the shark fighter's wife had lunch with her friend about her career, and they passed the Bechdel test. And then the shark fighter said, I really want to fight a shark. And so they flew to another island, and the shark fighter's wife said, I'm going to divorce you. And the shark fighter said, okay, I won't fight a shark. And my boss's boss said, okay, one last time, I have the biggest shark yet. Please fight this shark for me. The mob is going to break my legs if you don't fight this shark. So they landed on an island where sharks are very, very sacred. And they could find a shark, but people did not want them to fight a shark because the sharks were very, very sacred there. And so the shark fighter's wife said, I'm divorcing you currently. And the shark fighter said, okay, I will not fight a shark. And I interrupted David at this point, as though it was the Princess Bride, and said, David, how does this apply to me? And David said, well, the thing that happened next is I came back to the office, and he was gone. My boss was gone for 2 months. The office was empty, and I said, David, how does this apply to me? And David said, well, if in 3 years you go on the JoCo cruise, you need to find somebody who's willing to fight a shark. And then I'll give you a spot in Hollywood. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my goodness, you didn't know this was going to be a career talk, did you? I hope you took notes. That's important stuff. Oh my goodness. Give it up one more time. Oh my goodness.